Sweet. Going into 2026, what's a project that I could take on that I could do every single day? I wanted something that would challenge myself, force me to learn some new skills, and force me to go out and be creative every single day, with the goal of hopefully having more videos to record for you guys, as well as just forcing myself to document my life better. I've always tried to take up things like journaling and the such, but ultimately it wasn't for me. These are the goals and rules of what I'm doing. My goal is to take a photo every single day. Now, with that said, it could be easy to just go out and take a photo in my backyard and call it quits, but that would be too easy. So with this, every single day needs to be a different type of photography. It needs to be in a different location than the prior ones. There might be a couple reoccurring spots, but I don't want to take anything within the same month. Now, I don't want these rules to be exact, but I want guidelines as to how I'm going to approach this to give me room to be creative with it. I think it's easy to go ahead and take a photo, call it good, and move on. But with the fact that I shoot Fujifilm, I have the ability to get the colors I want out of camera. And so I need my framing to be intentional and include cropping out everything that I don't want in frame at the time of taking the photo. One of the things I find myself struggling with in general in my photography and videography career is paying attention to the big items and sometimes missing little things that get caught in frame. And while it's easy enough to go edit that out in post, I want to get way better at recognizing everything in the scene, because I feel like with that skill, I will learn to include things more intentionally. And that's going to lead to better, more creative imagery. And then finally, I'm limiting myself to one camera. I'm making a whole video on this setup, but I will be using the Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III because I want this to be a relatable situation. I don't want to be going out there with my $2,500, $3,000 camera body. I don't want to be going out there with my $3,000 camera body saying, oh, look at these photos I took. I want to go out and take something with a camera that I bought for $800 on Black Friday. And with that said, I'm limiting my entire budget for every photo to $1,000. This is the camera we're doing the competition with. This is the Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III. And like I said, I'm trying to keep everything I do in this photo challenge I want to do it with gear I bought for $1,000 or less. Now, I was able to pick up this awesome camera on Black Friday for just the low price of $800. If you were looking to do this on your own, you could get the X-T30 Mark II for roughly the same price you used. I just happened to score a good deal on this. In terms of the setup, I'm not counting this in the price because I think that would be unfair and it doesn't do anything to the photos. But I do have this SmallRig grip extension just because I got big hands. And I don't know how else to explain that other than this is your average Apple keyboard. And if I stick my hand at one end, my hand almost covers, it covers 2/3 of it. So I'm definitely larger hand, and even with this grip extension, I kind of hold it like this, or a lot of times I'll kind of stick my middle finger in there, kind of like this, and then pinch it like this, and then it's sitting kind of in this meaty part of my palm right here. Keeping in the spirit of the challenge and keeping everything down to the $1,000 price point or less, probably the main ones you'll see me using is this. It's the Fujifilm 18-55 f2.8 to f4. It's stabilized, which this camera doesn't have stabilization, so that helps. f2.8 to f4 is perfectly usable. Most of my photography is at f4 anyway. I feel like that's kind of just where I hover for a lot of stuff. But this camera, that lens, I got this lens for $150 off of Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, That's like probably the main combo. Because we have 50 bucks of extra budget, I'm rocking just a ND filter, and below that I have a mist filter. So just to get some different visual aspects, I have those options with this lens. The next lens that we can get involved in here is this, the Fujifilm 55 to 200, and we'll get a little tighter in here, a little closer. Basically, this lens I picked up for $200 exactly, and the guy gave me an ND filter and a polarizer, so I guess I do have those when using this lens. It's nothing crazy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's f3.5 to 4.8. It's not a super fast lens, but it's fairly compact. I mean, for example, this is my Sigma 18 to 35, like the GOAT lens. Ultimately, that's kind of the main two lenses, because lens number 3 is the one that's on this camera right here. And it's my Fujifilm 10 to 24 f4 OIS. Now, I got it for free because I traded in a camera to MPB, and they gave me I bought that camera for 170. They gave me 260 for it, and then I traded in on this lens, and they sent me money back. I can't remember how much, but I think this lens ended up only being like 200 bucks from MPB. I got it in well-used condition. It definitely is not the prettiest version of this lens, but point is, I want your guys' opinion on whether or not this lens should be allowed, because I think it'd be interesting to get some super cool wide-angle photography. But it does, I mean, in technicality, money out of my pocket, and especially considering these are Facebook deals and Black Friday deals, it technically I feel like it fits the spirit of how I acquired all these, but it wasn't direct money leaving my account and then this gear coming in